Hello viewers, welcome to our presentation. This is group 1 and we are presenting about the forms and techniques of imperialism, and the one speaking is Nyakuno Seth, and we have teacher Gloria Jerotich, Viola Chebet, we have teacher Karen Jepto, and teacher Duncan Kiprono. I'm going to take you through the introduction part of our presentation, and in this part I'm going to give definitions of the terms, also to elucidate on what is going to help us to understand this topic. First of all, allow me to explain the meaning of imperialism. Imperialism means a practice by which powerful nations, they get control over a weaker nation through political, cultural, economic, and also military force, just to exploit the resources in those countries and also to dominate the population of those countries. Now, in this case, we want to discuss about the new era, new imperialism that took place in late 19th century and also early 20th century. This happened before the Berlin Conference that took place in 1884, 1885. It was a precursor of the colonialism. Now, class, allow me to explain the difference between colonialism and imperialism. Colonialism is a state where these powerful nations, they come and occupy a weaker nation, they dwell there and also rule it. For example, Britain in Kenya, when they colonized Kenya. Now, allow me to state things that led to imperialism. One of them is economic issues, where we've talked about exploitation of resources. The other one is political domination, and also we have military forces. And lastly, we have cultural, where these powerful nations, for example, the European countries, they came also to practice their culture in Africa, Asia, and Pacific. There was a shift after the new imperialism. This shift led to what we call formal colonialism, and it did away with informal, what we call informal influence. And after that, it was like a precursor to colonialism. Now I'm going to welcome our first presenter to take us through the first form of imperialism, not only in Africa, but also in Asia and Pacific. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Gloria Jerotich, and we are going to discuss about the economic imperialism. So in economic imperialism, it involved the controlling a territory mainly for economic gain without always using a direct political role. Also, the imperial powers justified economic imperialism by claiming they were developing backward economies. In practice, colonies were turned into source of raw materials, including cotton, tea, coffee, minerals, and rubber, which were exported cheaply to imperial nations. The colonies were then forced to buy expensive manufactured goods from the same imperial powers, creating the economic dependency. The techniques which were used included forcing colonies to grow cash crops instead of food crops. They also established foreign-owned companies that dominated local trade. Also, there was imposing unfair taxes and labor systems. And as a result of that, local industry collapsed, poverty increased, and colonies remained underdeveloped, which while imperial nations became so wealthy. Thank you. Let me welcome the next presenter.
Hello, my name is Kiprandanka and I'm going to take you through military imperialism. Military imperialism relied on armed force and violence to conquer and control territories. Imperial powers justified military conquest by arguing that Africans and Asians needed strong to control to maintain law and order. In reality, military power was used to crush resistance and protect economic interests. Techniques include use of advanced weapons like machine guns and rifles, establishment of military base and forts, violence, suppression of rebellions and resistance movements. Military presence intimidate local population and ensured obedience, allowing imperial rulers to maintain dominance even when the people opposed foreign rule. Thank you. Let me welcome the next presenter.
Hello, my name is Karen, and I'm going to take you through the political imperialism. Political imperialism involves direct or indirect control over territory government and administration. Imperial powers claim that local people were incapable of governing themselves and need guidance. They impose foreign systems of governance that favors imperial interests. Techniques include direct rule, where colonial officials govern the colony. Number two, the indirect rule, where local leaders were controlled by the colonial authorities. Drawing artificial borders that ignore, ignore the ethnic and cultural divisions. This destroyed the traditional leadership system and denied people political freedom, leaving colonies with weak political structures even after independence. Thank you. Let me welcome the next presenter.
Hello, my name is Viola. I'm going to take you through cultural imperialism. Cultural imperialism focused on changing the beliefs, values, language, and way of life of colonized people. Imperialists justified this by claiming their culture was superior and that they were spreading civilization, religion, and education. Techniques used included promoting European languages and discouraging indigenous languages, introducing Western education systems and Christianity, undermining traditional customs, dress, and beliefs and systems. Over time, many local cultures were weakened or lost, and people were made to feel inferior about their own heritage. In conclusion, although imperialism was justified as a mission to civilize and develop other regions, it was mainly a system of exploitation and domination. Through, through economic control, military force, political manipulation, and cultural influence, imperial powers benefited greatly, while colonies suffered long-term social, economic, and political damage. Thank you, members, for listening. We have come to the end of our lesson today.